Here's another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. As a person who has loved life because I am fit, I feel very qualified to talk about all the benefits of enjoying a healthy, vibrant life because I take really good care of my body. I want to welcome everyone to this episode, and I want to let you know that fitness is not something that should be taken for granted. In this very convenient and technological world, our body is not needed to move us around so much. We walk from the house to the car. We sit in front of a computer. We sit in front of a TV. We throw clothes from the washing machine into the dryer. There's no walking around to hang things up. Everything is, we even have those little Roombas now which go around vacuuming the rug. You don't even have to sweep anymore. So, all of these conveniences were meant to help us have more free time. But what they've in essence done is they don't give us very much of an opportunity to use our body at all. And the body is a very, very strange and wonderful thing. It is a river of information and energy. And if you feed it the right kind of information, the information that empowers you, the information that you need it to be strong, your body will respond. If you feed it the information, the messages that you don't need it to be strong, it will take them to heart, literally and figuratively, and imperceptibly, you'll start losing your muscle mass. And after a while, your skin will start falling and the signs of aging will creep in. And it'll sound like it was, it'll feel like it was overnight. Like, oh my God, I hit 40 and everything just fell apart. But it didn't happen overnight. It happens through a lifetime of neglect. And then, of course, some people's genes are a little bit stronger than others or different than others, more resilient. So maybe they will age a little slower. But the bottom line is you rest, you rust. You have to work your muscles to keep your muscles around. And especially if you're going to enjoy a vibrant, healthy, energetic, and satisfying sex life, you've got to be strong. Now, I'm not saying you need to run a marathon to have a good sex life. I'm not saying you need to bench press 250 pounds to have a satisfying sex life. But the more things that you can do because you have body confidence and the strength behind it, the more satisfying and varied and exciting and fun your sex life will be. Tonight, I have a phenomenal guest coming to my show. His name is Brian Karlowitz. He is a personal trainer at RWJ Fitness and Wellness. He is a product of the product. The man takes really good care of himself, and he has elevated his skills to tier 2, which is a very impressive level for a personal trainer. So Brian and I are going to have a conversation about the physicality of the body, the necessity of what anyone needs to do to have a satisfying sex life. So I want to welcome Brian very much. And there he is. Hi, Brian. Welcome to my show. Your pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the intro. Oh, am I there?
Can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
This is what I want.
Hello?
Do you have your speaker on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you at all.
Okay.
Not good.
Let me come back. I'll get some
Brian,
troubleshooting
what
going.
are we going to do? Where are you? Let me see. Is this? Unmute mic.
Go ahead and start, and I'll come back.
So the mic is on.
Can you hear me?
Kick from studio, ban from studio.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness. He stepped out for a minute. Maybe he's going to come back in. I'll remove this. Anyway, while Brian is finding his way back to me, there he is. Let's see if we can't find him in here again. Brian, can you hear me? He left again. Device is not connected. There are many different areas of the body that are not obvious. There's the inside of the body that needs to be kept strong. I think it's called the global. And there's the outside of the body. And the inside of the body is what keeps the pelvic floor up. And the outside of the body is what keeps us up. Okay? The skeleton alone is not going to do that. So it is incredibly important to have exercise as part of your daily routine. And it doesn't have to be the same exercise every day. Sometimes it's going to be vigorous weight training. Other times it's going to be a power walk. Other times it should be stretching. Maybe it'll be swimming. Maybe it'll be riding a bicycle. The thing is that it needs to be consistent, and it needs to be enough to get your heart going and to tax your muscles just enough so that your muscles know that they've been worked. It's a signal. You're sending your body a signal. I need you to be strong. Now, of course, you want to be strong in your everyday activities, whether you're lifting children or lifting grocery bags or lifting things at work. It's really, really important to be fit on the outside. Let's see if we can't get Brian in now.
Speak. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Still can't hear you.
No. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll have to come back and figure it out.
I don't know why I cannot hear you. Let me see. Okay, I still can't hear you. You're completely mute. Oh, he left again. All right. Maybe he'll try again. So this is not something that you want to ignore. This is not something that you say, well, you know, I'm young. I'm only 25. I'm only 22, whatever you are. I don't have to worry about it. You can live a life without exercise, but that doesn't mean you're going to live a quality life. That means that medications are in your future. That means that you might end up with all kinds of preventable problems, but they are all preventable if indeed you are sending your body the right message. I need you to be strong. I heard a story about a year ago about this guy. He was 41 years old, and he was at the beach with his family, and his two children were in the ocean. And the kids got in trouble. Maybe a riptide pulled them out. I don't know exactly what happened, but the kids were out there. So, you know, he feared for his children. So he and a lifeguard. Now, I don't know why he went in rather than two lifeguards, but he went in also. And they swam like hell to get to the children. And they saved the children. They pulled them out. They put them on a boat. They did whatever. Then they came back to the shore. And the guy, the father of those children, ended up having a heart attack and ended up dying on the way to the hospital. Now, this guy was 41 years old. He wasn't morbidly obese. He wasn't in poor health. He was just a guy that wanted to take care of his kids, and they were in trouble, and he wanted to save them. But he never, ever did any kind of cardio exercise at all. So all of a sudden, to put this very stressful beating of the heart action on his heart, was too much. It was like, where did this come from? What's going on? And his heart, he ended up having a heart attack. Now, what I'm saying is that if you put these little stresses on your body on a daily basis, that if and when a situation comes up where your heart has to beat really fast, it has to pump really fast, you have to lift something really heavy, you have to climb a flight of steps, you have to lift somebody, you have to run for your life, you have to do something very, very physical. For your body, which does this on a regular basis, that'll be no big deal. It's just another day, just another workout. But if you never, ever, ever do anything to stress those muscles, it's called acute stress. You want to do a little acute stress on a daily basis, whether it's yoga, whether it's running, whether it's walking, something, because this is the way that your body is prepared at all times. So I'm going to try Brian again. Hi, Brian.
Can you hear me?
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Oh my God.
We have
Is
some
your
sort of a
microphone
issue.
on? I know that's a silly question. You're a youngin', you would know all that stuff. But I can't hear you, and I'm so upset.
Can you hear me now?
Nope, you're not mute.
Still nothing.
I can't hear you, Brian. This is terrible. I want to thank my guests for showing up. I want to thank Brian for showing up. I want to thank Kay. Hey, Kay. Hey, Kay. Hey, Patricia. I have been exercising for a long time. Patricia says that at least second grade when she met me. But actually, I started when I was 14. And I started because I wanted to look good. I stood next to my cousin. She was 36, 24, 36. And I wasn't. And I wanted to look good next to her. So I started doing calisthenics when I was 14, and I did them every day. And, stomach crunchers and leg lifts and everything else. Then in my 20s, I got into yoga, and I wish I had continued yoga because I'd still be as flexible now as I was then, but I'm not too bad for an old broad. Then in my 30s, I picked up weights, and I found out I love weights, love them. And so I will never need any of these injections every 6 months to make sure I have bone density. And I'll always be able to lift heavy things because I lift heavy weights. This is important stuff. This is the building of your body. Now, you had a body when you were a baby, and you don't have the same body now. Every 7 years, your body changes. Every 7 years, you get a different skeleton. You get a new skin all the time. You get a new stomach lining. You get new everything. It's just that your body has memory, so it builds upon what was, and it kind of develops from there. So if you want your body to stay strong, if you want your body to always be able to do the things that you did when you were young and spry, then it's a good idea to invest time in taking care of yourself. I work at a gym, and it really amazes me when people say that they don't have time to exercise. And I kind of, I'm supposed to be diplomatic, and I'm supposed to be a good salesperson, and I almost laugh in their face. I'm like, you have time to watch TV. You have time to, hang out. You have time to, diddle. What the heck? You don't have time to take care of yourself? If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't make time to take care of yourself today, you will have to take time for your illness tomorrow, because illness is coming to anyone who ignores their health, who ignores their physical self. Your muscle does wash away. Your bones are constantly repairing and rejuvenating themselves. But if you're message is that you don't need them to be strong, then they start to wash away. And the next thing you know, you get a fracture, or the next thing you fall down and you break something. And then, God forbid, you should break a hip, or you should break a leg, or you should break an arm. You're going to put you out of commission, and then you're going to have lots of time to sit around and do nothing. So don't wait until it gets to the point where you are your back is against the wall and you've got like 30, 40, 50 pounds extra on you, and it's taxing your knees, and it's taxing your heart, and it's taxing your whole body. Get into the habit of loving yourself on a daily basis and finding an activity that you love to do that is good for you. And that's another very, very important about exercise. Exercise has to be pleasurable. Now, some people will be like, oh my God, it's never pleasurable. I hate exercise. But exercise is many different kinds of things. And the reason it has to be pleasurable is because of what kind of hormones you're sending with your mindset. So if your mindset is, I hate this, I don't want to do this is no fun, this is boring, I don't like it, you're sending cortisol into your body. You're not sending endorphins. You're not going to make endorphins, which is the feel-good hormone. You're going to make cortisol, which is the fight or flight hormone. So you absolutely need to like the activity. There's so many activities. The most important thing is to get started. Do you like dancing? Then dance. Do you like power walking? Then power walk. How about yoga? How about riding a bicycle? How about weightlifting? How about anything other than being sedentary all the time? Because being sedentary all the time is killing us. It's literally killing us. Now we apply this to our sex life, okay? People, whether you know it or not, having the joy of a wonderful, healthy sex life is one of the most life-affirming and healthy things that a human being can do. Every time you have a phenomenal orgasm, it sends all kinds of wonderful and healing hormones throughout your body. Anti-aging that help to calm your heart down, that help to fight the free radicals. It's just good for your system on the inside. And it's better than any medication that you can find out there with no unpleasant side effects. So orgasms come in a variety of intensities. You can have a quickie orgasm and it's not so intense. You can have an extended foreplay and then a seriously intense orgasm after that. But it's important that you do something so that you have the stamina for the extended foreplay. If climbing on top of someone and moving your hips in a vigorous way exhausts you or interferes with your libido, then I think you need to build up your cardio. If you cannot hold yourself up over the top of someone, and that's man or woman, then you need to work on your muscles and you need to work on your flexibility. These are all things that need to be taken into consideration so that you will have a delightful sex life. There's this one position in particular, it's called a cascade. I know it's wild and people think, oh my God, I'll never be able to do that. But it's when a woman is upside down and a man is orally giving her cunnilingus while she is filleting him, and yet she's upside down. So her body is up, her legs are up here, her head is down there, and he's actually holding her. Now, you have to have some serious upper body strength to do something like that. But let me tell you, that position is off the hook, exciting because of the rush of blood into your head. And also just the excitement and the fantasy of being able to be supported by that position, by that man. So there are lots and lots of positions that are great fun if you have the strength to do them, but you are limited if you have no strength. You are limited in your life, not just in your sex life, but in your regular life. I've talked about Kegels many, many times, and I cannot emphasize how important Kegels are. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what a Kegel is squeezing of the pelvic floor. It's not squeezing the ass. A lot of people, nurses included, squeeze the ass, and that's not it. It's squeezing the pelvic floor. Now, how do you know if you're squeezing the pelvic floor and not the ass? The next time you pee, stop the urine flow. When you stop the urine flow, you're using your PC muscles. Now, once your bladder is empty, do that exercise every day for 5 minutes, or an equivalent 300 squeezes. This is a really important exercise for your inside of your body. Okay, you can't see it like a bicep, so it's not a pretty muscle, but is it as important as your biceps? Most definitely, because if you do not keep your pelvic floor strong, things tend to fall. There are lots and lots of women out there who will go and have one thing or another lifted and get a pessary put up inside of themselves, which is like an upside down umbrella, just to hold their stuff in place so it doesn't fall out. Especially if you've had 3, 4, 5 kids, and some people have, your insides have been traumatized. And so to make sure that everything doesn't fall, the pelvic floor needs to be exercised. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It is the fastest recuperative power. It has the fastest recuperative power out of any muscle in the entire body. So even if you're not exercising anything else, or if you've never exercised to begin with, you start to do your Kegel exercises 5 minutes a day, and that pelvic floor will rise right up. It will give support to the bladder, to the uterus, and anything else that is sitting on it. And so things will not fall, and you won't need diapers for adults. So there's a lot of excellent reasons why taking care of your body is good. And then, the obvious one is, how nice do you want to look? Do you want to look good? Do you want to look appealing? Do you want your skin to fit you nicely? Or who cares? I think most people like to look attractive. And if you take care of your body, you have the confidence to go with it. We don't all want to be models. I know I don't want to be a model. I don't want to be skinny. I want to be fit. I want to know that I have muscle. And since I'm from Newark, I also want to know that I can take that foot and stick it in that face if somebody's bothering me, and then run like the Dickens if I need to. So it's just a really good, proactive thing to do, to carve out a little bit of time every day to do something good for your body, to honor your temple with strength exercises and fit and flexibility exercises, and a little bit of cardio exercises. You have all 3 of these elements: strength, flexibility, and cardio, and you combine them, and your body will respond. Your body is a river of information and energy. And if the information you're giving your body is, I need you to be strong, and you do that regularly, your body will get strong. It's not going to stay the same. Nothing stays the same. You might think everything stays the same. Nothing stays the same. You might look one way today and say, oh, geez, this is what I look like. But guess what? Hundreds of thousands of cells have sloughed off in the meantime. Your hair has grown. Your nails have grown. Your eyelashes have grown. Everything has changed from one moment to the next to the next. So if you want to change the direction that your body is going in, and you want to add a little bit of strength to it, include weightlifting, include power walking, include flexibility exercises, go swimming, do some yoga, do something to honor your temple, which has so many wonderful gifts of pleasure for you in your sex life, in particular, if you maintain it. I'm so sorry that my guest, Brian Karlovich, wasn't able to be heard. I don't know what happened. I will definitely report this to the people at StreamYard. Hopefully they can fix it, and maybe I can get Brian to come back some other time. He's a wealth of information. He is just, and he's so well spoken, and I definitely want him to come back and answer some of these great questions. That's right. Make time to be healthy, or you will be forced to make time to be sick. And as far as I'm concerned, prevention of problems is the best way to go, rather than falling in a deep pit and trying to dig yourself out. Don't fall in the pit. Work at staying out of the pit. Take good care of your body. That's the only one you get. It's not a loner. It's not like, okay, if I screw this one up, I'm going to get another one. No, you're not going to get another one. You're going to get it pumped up with medicines, which are going to have a whole bunch of side effects, and you're going to be hurting for a long, long time, and you're never going to have any energy. You want to enjoy your life? Then you have to make those choices. And they call it a workout for a reason. It's a workout because there's actually work. But let me tell you, the control that you will get by doing your Kegel exercises, and that's for the guys out there, in helping to prevent premature ejaculation, doing Kegel exercises is phenomenal, okay? It helps him to have the control he needs, and strength in arms, strength in chest, strength in the body so that you can lift or hover or do any of the positions that feel good for you or that would seem right for you. You'll be able to do it because you've been taking care of yourself. You've been taking care of your body. Don't let it fall into disrepair. It is the one you get, and the orgasms that you can have are the healthiest, most natural, anti-aging experiences that a person can have. So between taking care of the outside, keeping it looking young and strong and flexible and able, and then taking care of the inside and keeping your pelvic floor where it belongs and learning the control that it needs and having the confidence in your body to do whatever position or position that you would like is freeing and liberating and wonderful and healthy and life affirming. And I want that for all of you. I want everyone to realize that you're not the same today as you were yesterday. And so the choice is to take the path towards strengthening and healing your body on a daily basis and work towards that goal, or make the choice not to do anything, and that's a choice, and to go down that path, which will inevitably lead to all kinds of stresses, inflammation, and problems. If you want to depend on drugs to get you through, then, the lazy way is the best way for you. But if you want to depend on the body, which rejuvenates itself daily through the right nutrition, the right exercise, and the right sleep, then along with making money, which is important for everybody, so's fitness, so's taking care of your body. If that's not a priority in your life, then your priorities are screwed up. And I would strongly recommend that you take a good look at yourself and ask yourself, how valuable is your life? And what quality of life do you want? Do you want a great life? Do you want a golden years? Or do you want a wheelchair and someone to give you permission to pee when you're in the nursing home? I want to thank everyone for joining me. Please like this video if you feel it has added any insights or value to your life. Before I leave, I want to tell you that one great thing to do when you're taking care of yourself is to take a bath. And I mean, especially if you've worked your muscles hard, take a bath. A bath is a great way to relax and to calm down and to de-stress. And the product that I think is phenomenal in the tub is the Treasures of the Sea. Treasures of the Sea is bath crystals. When you put them in the water becomes the blue of the crystals, and it pulls out the tension from your body and the impurities from your skin, and you just feel like a brand new person. So if you overwork your body and you need something to help kind of ease release the lactic acid, Treasures of the Sea is something that is phenomenal. I hope you've enjoyed this talk, and I promise you I will get Brian back, and next time we'll do a test, and we'll have him back. He is a phenomenal exercise personal trainer, and he's tier 2, so he's really so full of good information, and I will have him back. I want to thank you all very much for being here. And I agree, it is never too late to start exercising, and you never should be competing with anybody else. This is about you. This is about you taking care of you. Taking care of your body is not a competitive sport. It is self-care. It is self-love. It is the highest form of self-love. You take care of your house, you take care of your car, you take care of your relationships with others, you nurture your children, you do all kinds of things for your boss and your job and to make money. The priority over all of that, believe it or not, is taking care of you. Now, someone mentioned the Treasures of the Sea. You can find Treasures of the Sea at my website, at the Your Pleasure Shop. You could also find it on Amazon, but I'm competitive. It is a phenomenal product. It smells like heaven. There's no bathtub ring when you're done. And I'm telling you, there's nothing better to pull the tension out of your body and the impurities out of your skin. I hope you've enjoyed this talk. I hope to see you all again next week for another episode. Next week, the conversation is going to be on the habit of orgasm and masturbation, friend or foe. We'll talk about it next week. Please join me for another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. I'm your host, Ellen Nicholas Rathbone. Thank you all for joining me for this episode. Hope to see you again next week. Bye for now.